and we are making progress and helping people through their own crises. And it actually brings up a story of one of my own personal experiences of being on the line. It was around a Christmas Eve shift. I had an individual calling in, and all they wanted to say was thank you. Because about a year ago, they had attempted suicide and they called our line. They just said, I just wanted to call you every year and let you know that thank you for helping me and saving my life. And I tell that story to people to not want to, help promote kind of what we do here and bring in that positive light, but also just to show you guys that what we do is real and what the volunteers have been working on for so long is being that light, that hope for people. One of our phrases here is ring out mental health hope for all. And that right there showed that, like, yeah, we are being that hope for people. So yeah. My next question for you guys is, being a crisis line, talking about suicide, talking about people's crises, um, what is something you guys do struggle with? I'll start with this one is that I struggle with hearing about, those who never got a chance to reach out or didn't hear about us. It's kind of why doing stuff like this is so important because we want people to know that these lines exist, that people can reach out for that help and for that support. But Kevin or Jessica, what's maybe something you struggle with? Because this is an honest discussion to have, right? If you're looking to be a volunteer, there's a reality to this. But again, being in person, you have so much support behind you. You have people backing you literally 24/7, even when you're working and when you're off the line as well.
I guess I'll start by answering that. The toughest thing for me is I'm a problem solver by nature. I want to fix things. I want to get things fixed and taken care of and move on. And that's not really how people operate when you're talking about problems and issues and concerns and feelings. I was in counseling one time, and I can remember when I would leave a session, I couldn't really remember much about what was said, but I always remember about the person who I was with, the therapist I was with, was caring and kind and listened to me. And that feeling, made me feel valued and cared about. And to me, that's really the most therapeutic thing in going forward that I think I can offer people. Just by listening and being there to care, I don't really have to solve a problem. So I struggle with remembering that and not trying to fix things, because people are different stages of their journey, and sometimes they're not wanting to solve the problem. They just need somebody to care about them and to listen to them. So that's what I try and do.
And you're very good at it, Kevin. For me, one of the hardest things too is kind of what I touched on a little earlier, that sometimes people hang up. Or also sometimes, with this line of work, you don't really know what has happened and, is this person okay? And, that can be hard, especially for us who, work this line, because we are helpers and problem solvers and doers at heart. And so, for me, sometimes that sort of, we like to call that like secondary trauma we get from, having to listen to a lot of hard stories, gets to you at times. And so, you know, but we've put so many great supports in place, not even just the official channels of support we have, like our EAP program, that's free to everyone to contact someone confidentially. We have a clinical supervisor on staff who, meets with everybody and meets with all of us as a team to make sure we're doing okay. There's always a supervisor or a team lead, somebody that you can talk to, but not just those official channels, especially even when we were remote. At any point in the day, it could be 2 a.m. and you've had a really hard call and you just post a message, is anybody free to chat with me for a few minutes? You would have 7 different people, even at 2 a.m. saying, hey, yeah, give me a call real quick. I'm here to talk, I'm here to listen. And so again, just having, all these official channels and programs and resources for everyone answering the line, but even those unofficial ones, the support that we have for each other. And there is not a doubt in my mind that it wouldn't matter what day of the week it was. If it was Christmas morning at 9 a.m. and you've had a call, there would be 10 different people that I could reach out to. I even know for a fact I could probably call Brandy and say, Brandy, can you chat with me? And, Brandy would be like, absolutely. And so I think knowing that there's always someone there to support you, no matter how hard your call was, how hard your shift was, really helps give you the confidence when you are on the lines, especially as a newer, crisis specialist too. Or even the seasoned ones, we need that support sometimes too. It does, calls can be rough. So
Yeah, thank you so much, both Kevin and Jessica, for sharing those experiences. And Jessica, you bring up a really awesome point of, we do have a substantial EAP program, or employee assistance program. Um, you know, I feel like having that support, having that backing, especially from your own company, is huge, especially for the line of work we have. But also, yeah, the people we work with, all are helpers at heart. All of us understand what we get into, but also, for brand new or seasoned crisis specialists, we still sometimes need that support. I've been here for so long, and I still feel like I need to reach out to people. I'm sure Kevin still needs to reach out to people as well. So knowing that that support is there, especially with Mental Health America, Wabash Valley region, like, you're going to be supported and you're going to have help. Um, so I kind of wanted to switch over here and kind of touch on, more specifically within my realm right now, but what does training look like? I know a lot of you might have that burning question of what is the training going over. So I kind of want to just start with our training curriculum starts with the 36 to 40 hours with supervised shifts until proficiency is reached. That's involving, going over the basics, learning everything. And the things you will learn are essential skills in crisis intervention and responding to individuals experiencing suicidal thoughts or crises. And you'll have the opportunity to learn about the signs and risk factors associated with suicidal behavior, effective communication techniques in de-escalation and crisis intervention, and resources available for supporting those other individuals, and possibly referrals. Um, that is a huge part of the training, is learning those fundamental skills, learning through role play experiences, through simulations, through talking it out with a trainer before you even take your first call. But even when you do take your first call, you still have that support behind you. You still have someone sending you a message and helping you what to say, or giving you that support and feedback live time. And the other thing I wanted to touch on is the time commitment. We are moving to the 8 hours a week time commitment, and basically, it keeps up proficiency. It keeps everyone up to date on all the information, and keeps them feeling, squeaky clean, I guess. I don't know car terms, but well-oiled machine, right? Yeah, I got a thumbs up from Jessica. And then the other thing is, after you've hit your 200 hours of volunteer time, you'll be considered a committed volunteer. Um, so, we keep talking about the volunteership and what that looks like. So I'm going to actually bounce this over to Jessica if you want to talk about what that process to apply looks like.
yeah, absolutely. So it's really easy to apply to be a crisis center volunteer. All you have to do is go to our website, mhawv.org, and do backslash volunteer. You can scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll enter in your information to be contacted. From there, we're going to send you an email with a link to what would be our crisis center application. We're going to get to be able to just kind of get a feel for, is this volunteer experience, the right one for you? And if not, then we'll reach out to you and let you know, like, hey, these are the other volunteer opportunities that we have, to see if something else may be a fit. But, once we're able to review your application, we'll contact you and set up a time to do an interview where, we can get to know you better and you can get to know us better and, ask any questions that you might have about the training, the volunteer experience, or anything like that. And I always tell, anyone who is interested, and, Kevin mentioned this earlier too, you know, the only kind of requirement and experience that you need is that you are willing to listen and wanting to help. And so, we don't require someone has years and years of professional therapy experience or, has gone through all sorts of trauma themselves and stuff. It's just, anybody can come in and we are going to get you all the training that you need to be able to answer the lines. And we're also going to continue to support you as a new volunteer. Once training's done, we don't just toss you on there by yourself. You have a trainer and a, committed long-term volunteer supervisor who helps you out for, your first few shifts or until you feel comfortable sort of going solo. And I say going solo, meaning just that you're just the only one talking to them and listening into the call. But, like we've just keep reiterating throughout this, there's so much support, even technical support and support for, hey, I'm stuck with this collar. Can someone help me out with some things I could say? And so, you're never really alone in this. And, we also offer continuing education opportunities throughout the year. So everybody really, like Kate says current and a well-oiled machine too with their training and your skills. And, we're constantly being able to keep up with the trends that are going on in the community and in our, across the nation about and making sure that everyone's up to date with, hey, we're starting to notice these mental health trends, or, or if there's been, a crisis or trauma in our own community, we let everybody know about that and make sure that we have extra people on the line and extra support ready to come in so we can be some of the first people out there to provide that, support for others. And so, again, we're going to give you all the training that you need. And all we ask is that, you're wanting to help and you're ready to listen and you're, ready to sort of just work hard and go through the training and, become, ready to help and support.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jessica. Yeah, training, that's a lot of what we do here, but it does build up that proficiency and that well-oiled machine. And I kind of want to shift gears to Kevin. Maybe if you want to speak on kind of your own experience as a volunteer for all these years, what kept you wanting to stay here?
I think I can narrow it down just to one. Like I said, I talked to probably thousands of people, and over 45 years, you think seen just about every situation or talked to somebody in a situation, and you don't. I mean, it's always, different. And I guess the big takeaway that I have is that, everybody doesn't have what I take for granted, meaning having people in my life who care about me, support me. There are some people that don't have anything. I mean, no family, no friends. They are totally isolated. And they want just what all of us want, and that's to feel connected. And, having a place to call where they can talk to somebody gives them that connection. And, I guess the thing I didn't count on by being a volunteer, not only did I get a bunch of skills to be able to talk to people, but I got that connection in spades, meaning I learned that we all kind of want the same things. I feel more connected to people. I learned, I guess, just the variety of issues that people can deal with that I never in a million years have had to think about or experience. And they're going through some really tough stuff. So it gives me a real broad view of just what people in general deal with. And it makes me feel more connected to them than I did before. And hopefully they get some of that connection back from me. So that's what keeps me doing it. And of course, the people and, the personal growth that comes from all that, you really can't, measure and put into words.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Yeah, personal growth, growth mindset. We're going to touch on these values a lot, and I think we all exemplify that. We're all examples of that. And I think it's really awesome to see kind of where we've come and what we are doing and where we're going. So I kind of just want to wrap this all up and just say, for more information, if you want to learn more about about our volunteership, about Mental Health America, Wabash Valley region, or just find more information and resources for you, you're more than welcome to go to the www.mhawv.org. And I will say we are seeing a wave of volunteerism that is doing a great job at combating the mental health crisis in our own local community. And we need people like you for our mission and for that mission specifically. I just wanted to say thank you all for tuning in today, and special thank you to Christine Petkov for putting this all together and getting all the technology worked out to our best ability. Thank you, Jessica and Kevin. And special thank you to Brandy for running the show and keeping everything ship shape as best as we can. So I know, Chris, you were open for providing some questions that might be in the chat, or maybe just anything you've noticed that came up during this.
I am so impressed with all of you that volunteer on this crisis line. And I mean, you're doing such a great job. And yeah, you're right. I think there is more interest in volunteering, and I'm so glad that we had this tonight. And yes, there's a lot I need to learn about how to get onto the Facebook Live, but you'll all see the recording very soon. I will say that there was a comment in our chat, which there's no name to it. However, it reads, "We're fighting to eliminate stigma that surrounds mental health, restore hope for those who have lost it, establish faith that supportive services exist, fundamentally save lives, and create general change." So our jobs, so I would imagine this person is on the line, maybe a volunteer. Our jobs
or a
are,
supervisor. I think it might be a supervisor.
oh, okay. Our mission, it deserves the respect of honoring the hardness. So it's an honor to be a part of this team. It's an honor to be a part of the journey, and the honor to be a member of this fight is the most rewarding thing. So, I mean, I think people have a lot of pride in what they're doing here, and we're open. Our doors are open for anyone that would like to join this fight and help our community. I would like to say that if you don't believe that Crisis Line is for you, we have opportunities for you to be an advocate of mental health, and that is in getting yourself trained in QPR. We have QPR every month here in Lafayette, and every month in Williamsport in that office location. We also have our 16-hour, it's a 2-day workshop, assist suicide prevention training. And we do have a workshop coming up March 27th and 28th. And those links actually to register for those, you'll find on our website at mhawv.org /calendar. And on that calendar, you can click to register for any of the upcoming workshops, events, and Zoom meetings. So we look forward to having you all join us. So Cade, any last words you would like to say, or?
I don't have anything else other than just thank you for joining, for watching this. I see Brandy's actually in here. If Brandy, if you wanted to say any last words.
Okay, I was just texting Jessica back. Yeah, I'm never gonna turn down an opportunity to kind of brag on the work that you guys are doing, and really just to kind of wrap it all up and talk about the gift, the gift of serving, and the gift of helping someone stay safe for now. It sounds so simple, but it is life-saving, and it's heroes work, and it is hard. It's not for everyone. But it's truly, I believe, the best and most easily accessible life-saving mechanism for our region. And we take pride in what we do. The people that come through the doors, I believe, are better for the training and for the experience. And there are lots of people that have volunteered throughout the 50 years that we've been here. I run into them all the time. And every single one of them says, I have used this training not just on the crisis line, but it has helped me throughout my entire life. And as someone who was a crisis specialist myself a few years ago, I know how heavy the work can be, and I know how great it feels when you know that you made a difference and someone is going to stay alive just because of a conversation. So it's great stuff. Super proud of you guys, super proud of the team. If you're even just on here, even thinking about it or getting information, that shows a lot about your character. And if you are interested, definitely check us out. And otherwise, Chris is correct. There are lots of different ways that you can help advocate and champion the cause. So thanks, guys, for giving me a second to talk, and for all your hard work in putting this together. I really enjoy listening to your stories and your perspectives, and you guys make me proud.
Thank you so much, Brandy. And
Thanks, Brandy.
yeah, and kind of just to wrap it all up, as Brandy was mentioning, if you feel that call, if you feel that twinge to be like, I need to do something and I need to do something for this community, volunteer here. This is the place to be. And if you do, I'll hope to see you in my next training cohort. So that'd be fun to see you all. And yeah, have a good night.
Thank you. Thanks, Cade. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.